Welcome to TFE Talks, Navigating Wealth, Business, and Legacy, the podcast from Thomas Fisher and Edwards. Each episode, our attorneys bring you expert insight on estate planning, business strategy, and legacy building, breaking down complex topics into clear, actionable advice. Whether you're solidifying a strategy we've discussed or preparing for what's next, this podcast is your resource for thoughtful, practical planning. You ready? Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome to another special bonus episode of TFE Talks. I'm your host, Jordan Goewey, and I'm joined today by two law clerks at the firm, Justin Manson and Meredith Watson. Justin and Meredith are actually the first law clerks that we've had at Thomas Fisher and Edwards. And for those who are not familiar with the typical law school process, generally when you're in law school over the summer, you will work with one or more firms as sort of an extended interview process and as an ability to just learn various areas of law on a practical side that you're not necessarily getting during law school. And so both Justin and Meredith have just finished their second year of law school and spent several weeks working with us this summer. And it's been a pleasure having them, and we're happy to have them join us on the podcast today. Justin and Meredith, welcome in.
Thanks for having us, Jordan.
And so just a little bit of background on each of you, and Justin, you can go first. Where are you attending law school, and what made you interested in Thomas Fisher and Edwards?
Sure, I'm attending law school at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and I was drawn to the firm for two reasons. Obviously, the location, Greenville is very hard to beat, great place. Everybody has either a baby or a dog. And second, the work y'all do, and now we do. We have a good mix of estate planning and also business work. So there's a lot of variety, and it's just a very attractive practice group.
And Justin, for you to say that Greenville's a great place to live is really saying something because you grew up in Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a mountain guy now, I suppose, but it is a great place.
And Meredith, how about for you? Where are you from? Where are you attending law school, and what made you interested in Thomas Fisher and Edwards?
I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and currently a rising 3L at the University of Alabama School of Law. And I have to second what Justin said. I think the first thing that attracted me to the firm was location. Greenville is such a cute town, tons to do, and also the practice area. Jordan and I have talked about my mom is a solo practitioner, and she does estate planning. So I've had some exposure to the practice area, at least in that aspect, but certainly the business advising was super exciting to me, and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's great. And as you mentioned, you're at the University of Alabama, which is where I graduated from for law school as well. So roll tide, and happy to have you on with us here today as well. So you've been with us for around 10 weeks now, each of you. What are your first impressions of this firm and this practice area, and has anything surprised you as you've spent more time with us this summer?
I had actually started working a little bit ahead of Meredith. I had started October remote, so I had some sense of the firm. But being here in person, I know we have a relatively new office, and just the access to the attorneys and the quality of the staff. I knew everyone was great, but really open door policy, a lot of collaboration, and really no questions are off limits. And it's great having access to people who have been practicing this area for so long, and also people who are closer to the start with who are just starting out their careers as well. So you can get a really good sense of how the practice works and how it may change over time.
And how about for you, Meredith? Any first impressions of the firm and anything that surprised you thus far?
My first impression of the firm was that it was very buttoned up, and everyone is very professional, everyone's very knowledgeable, and certainly that is held true. But to expand on what Justin has said, everyone is also incredibly approachable and kind. From my first day, the staff just circled around Justin and I to make sure that we were taken care of and had everything we needed to be successful. And certainly that's been true for the attorneys as well. Like Justin said, the mentorship has been incredible.
And has there anything, as this summer has gone, that's changed the way that you thought about about your legal career, or about just being a lawyer in general? Meredith, let's start with you on this one.
The biggest thing that's changed for me personally in terms of my own career is that I've committed to pursuing an LLM after graduation. Before the summer, it wasn't necessarily something that was on my radar. I think like a lot of law students, you've got your eye on graduation, you're ready to start working full time and make money and do all those things. And of course, when I applied for the clerkship position, it was made known to me that the LLM would be an expectation to join the firm. And while that's certainly a big commitment, it was also a selling point for me because it was an illustration of the high standards that the firm has for its attorneys and everyone else. And so I think that's been an adjustment for me, certainly as I look for the future of my career. It certainly changed things, but it's an exciting endeavor and looking forward to it.
And how about for you, Justin? Anything that that this summer has made you think differently about with respect to your legal career and just being a lawyer in general?
Sure. I mean, in law school, you read a lot of cases, and they're from the early 1900s or so on and so forth. And sure, there are more modern cases, but I think just what I've learned from the firm in particular, just this summer, we've had the One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed and other developments in the law. And I didn't realize that you had to stay so up to date. Obviously, there are changes in law, but especially with the firm, we have weekly lawyers meetings, and we're all sharing developments in the law and developments with clients or particular issues. And in that respect, that made me realize that, you know, there is a certain level of expertise that's required. And to Meredith's point, the LLM serves in that because tax is a complex area of law. But you can't just stop with your education. You have to continue learning and continue developing. And this firm in particular has a shared ethos with respect to that, and I really enjoy that.
And so one final question to kind of wrap us up today, and we'll start with you, Justin. What is the best advice that you've been given this summer?
I would say, I mean, there's been a lot of one-liners and things that have stuck with me, but overall, I think that the best advice was just to get as much exposure to clients and a variety of work as possible, just from a practical standpoint. And that's very unique with this firm. I think where I've been able to sit in with clients who have tens of millions of dollars, talking about the most intimate details of their family situation and coming to us for our expertise, and to be able to see how attorneys like you, Jordan, handle the nuance of that complex relationship and answer their very specific technical questions has just been extraordinary. Because at the end of the day, what we do is for the clients, and to see an attorney in action with our high quality of clients has just been extraordinary. And I was so happy that I received the advice to pop into as many meetings as possible, because that's been some of the greatest development for me this summer.
Yeah, and how about for you, Meredith, the best advice you've been given this summer?
I think the best advice I've been given this summer is to be generally curious, and to kind of go off of Justin's earlier point. This is such a dynamic area of law that is constantly changing. And I believe each time I've been given a new assignment, of course, there was a bottom line objective or question I was answering. But every attorney has sort of provided the caveat of like, hey, if you see anything else or you come across a statute or whatever, bring it up. And that's something that's really stuck with me over the summer. And of course, law school is all about self-teaching and research and things like that. But as I've gone through the summer, I've really tried to take that to heart with every assignment I've been given, to try and go above and beyond and teach myself these concepts to be a value add to the firm and build my own knowledge base moving forward. So certainly being curious, asking questions, and taking advantage of the mentorship, the role models we have at this firm.
Yeah, well, those are both great answers, and I think I speak for all of the attorneys here at the firm when I say it's been an absolute pleasure having both of you here this summer. I think you both have incredibly bright legal careers ahead of you, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for both of you. Thanks for joining me today on the podcast, and hopefully this serves as a good introduction to our clients of just some of the incredible people that we are continuing to have the opportunity to work with here at the firm.
Thanks for having us. We're excited for the future as well.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks for listening to TFE Talks. For more information, please visit our website at www.tfelawfirm.com. You can also follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram by clicking the links below in the show notes. If you have any questions about topics discussed in the episode, or you have recommendations for future topics, please email us at info@tfelawfirm.com. See you next time.